What's happening, everybody? RandomEd787 here. So today I want to make a video going over my plans for my channel for 2025, and I have quite a few things I want to go over, and obviously most of it's going to be Flight Simulator related, but I've been thinking about potentially doing some other things on top of that, but I'll get to that toward the latter half of the video. So let's first start out with the obvious. I still obviously intend to cover Flight Simulator news when we get some, big things that come up. And I know there's kind of been some trickling of news lately, but sometimes there's a reason I don't cover it because I'm not going to be able to take a very small subject of Flight Simulator news and stretch it out into a big video. Sometimes I just can't see myself doing that. Otherwise, the video would just be kind of unnecessary unless I had other news I could throw in there at the same time. Maybe that's something I could look into, but that's not really what I'm thinking about doing at the moment. But when big stuff comes out, like if we get like huge and tons of news for Flight Simulator 2024 or maybe even 2020, who knows, stuff up regarding sim updates, yes, obviously I'm gonna cover that if we get a lot of info on stuff like that. So also, speaking of sim updates, Sim Update 1, it looks like we're gonna hopefully begin it soon. We don't really have any concrete release info. Asobo did push it back a little bit. They want more time to work on it, which I commend them for doing. Please don't rush it. And still, the beta is working okay for me. I don't really have any complaints, honestly. There's obviously a long way to go to get this sim into the state that it should have been in, but it is making progress. But so regarding Sim Update 1, I am going to be doing a first impressions video. In fact, I'm also going to probably be doing a live stream the day it releases just to have some fun, but that does kind of depend when that day is because I still do work 40 hours a week. I'm at my actual job, and it can be very difficult for me to do live streams if it's not a Friday or Saturday. So I can only live stream for so long. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But also, not just for Sim Update 1, but future updates I'll be covering. In fact, I'm actually going to do a review for Sim Update 1 and tell you guys if it really has changed the sim a lot, just to give you my overall impressions of that. And I'll also do that for future updates as well. Whenever Sim Update 2 comes out, I'll do most likely a review for that, first impressions, yada, yada, yada. And also, this one's going to be coming out not the actual video, but this actual plane, and that's the AnyBuilds A350. I have decided that I am going to do a review for this plane, and it's going to be very similar to what I did for the Boeing 777 by PMDG that we got. Oh, my goodness, how long ago did we get that? It was quite a while ago, actually. I haven't flown that plane in a while because I kind of migrated over to 2024 quite a bit. So I'll do a first impressions of that one after I'm like maybe 2 or 3 hours in. I'm trying to gather up as much info as I can on it at the moment because it's a very complex airplane. I mean, this one is really going to give PMDG a run for its money. I have full confidence in AnyBuilds. The only thing I worry about is performance. So we'll have to see how that goes because that was my big problem with the PMDG 777 is that the frame rate wasn't really the best on it. But it was still flyable, but left a bit to be desired. So, so look forward to a first impressions and review of the AnyBuilds A350. I will give you info when that is ready to be released. Hopefully I can have it done in less than a month. And also, flight videos. As you guys may have seen, I posted a video of me flying the Cessna 185 for the first time. And I want to do more videos like that, but I'm looking to potentially do something a bit more cinematic. And I was recently doing a flight with the Grumman Albatross. It's an amphibian type airplane. And I was trying to do a flight from the Bahamas to some of the other Caribbean islands. I was actually going to Jamaica. And the flight went well and everything, but I wasn't really satisfied with how the video was kind of panning out. And I think I need a little bit more time for research on it and to figure out how I can use the instant replay tool to create some really cinematic looking views. So I'm kind of looking into that because I used to do these type of videos in the past a little bit with jet flights and the Cessna 172. I did a Flying Across America series when 2020 first came out. But I feel like I can do better. And I want to try to see if I can push myself on that. So I don't really have any info on when I can release a video like that, but it is something that I am looking into at the moment. So, now that we covered the flight simulator stuff, I wanted to also talk about some other stuff that I potentially would like to do. This is stuff that's not flight simulator related. So, some of you guys may have noticed that I posted a video about me talking about my thoughts on the current state of PlayStation and how dissatisfied I am with it. I won't go any more detail than that. But lately, I've been thinking about potentially diving back into some of that. Now, for those of you who have been with my channel for a very, very long time, you know that I used to cover gaming news and stuff like that. Like, I used to always try to be on top of big gaming news stories that would drop. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up for the people who enjoyed that content, but I'm not going back to that because having your, a typical 40-hour week job and trying to cover gaming news on top of that, you pretty much have no personal life. You're constantly working, and I would just be too busy. And plus, doing that on top of flight simulator stuff, it's literally impossible. There's just no way I could do it. So, and plus, they were never really successful on my channel to begin with. I always got buried in the algorithm. I had a few breakouts from time to time, but it never really grew my channel like Flight Simulator did. So, but I am thinking about maybe covering topics in the gaming industry. I have a few ideas that I'm jotting down right now, so I can't really say when those would ever come out or if when I'm going to be able to start working on them, but I just want to know from you guys if this is something that you'd be potentially interested in. But also, speaking of gaming, I'm also thinking about maybe doing gaming reviews. I did a review of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I think it was last year, I believe, or maybe 2 years ago. Maybe it was like a year and a half ago. And I think I would like to do more videos like that because I really do enjoy working on the bigger projects. They just feel really satisfying. And there's 2 games I would like to potentially do that on. One of them is The Sims, the original Sims that came out in 2000. But that's going to have to be put on hold, at least in terms of getting footage, because EA released the Legacy collections for The Sims 1 and Sims 2, and they are a buggy mess. Wow, EA releasing a broken product? Who knew? Who knew they would ever do such a thing? So, and then the other game would be Half-Life 2, because I know this is going to maybe rile up some of the PC crowd. I've actually just played it for the first time recently, as well as the 2 episodes. And yes, I see why this game has a fan base. Absolutely. I had a blast playing Half-Life 2. I freaking love that game. So I'm thinking about just doing some more stuff to kind of put more variety on the channel, but also a little bit more than that, because when flight simulator content or news gets slow, I want to be able to have other videos on to keep the channel going, to keep it healthy. I don't want to go through huge hiatuses anymore because I actually do want YouTube to become my job, believe it or not. I know some people say that's not really the best job to have, but it really does depend, I believe, on what kind of stuff you're doing. Now, granted, that's going to be a long-term thing, but who knows? My channel could end up exploding in the future. And it's been doing good. It's been growing, but at sometimes a slightly fast to slow rate. But, that's why you got to keep posting videos. So I want to see if I can maybe work on some long-term projects, put some variety on the channel. And, just to my core audience here, that's mostly, the vast majority is Flight Simulator. I don't want you to be nervous, guys. I'm not ditching Flight Simulator stuff or anything like that, or news, because I am still extremely passionate about Flight Simulator and aviation. And in fact, I haven't decided if I'm going to do this yet because of how much it could cost. but I may actually maybe buy a GoPro or two this year and maybe film myself in a real glider, since I am actually a licensed glider pilot in real life. And soaring season's going to be starting up again pretty soon, but I need to actually probably fly with one of my instructors or my main instructor, because I'm probably going to be a little rusty, so I might need to, grease the old gears. I would, as they would probably say. I don't know. So, anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this for right now. But let me know. What do you guys think about me potentially doing other content? Just something to put a little bit more variety in the channel. Just let me know what you think. And be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more. And until the next video, guys, I will catch you there. Peace out.